What will the Dallas Stars lines look like once Brenden Morrow returns to the lineup? That's the question we asked today. Hello, my name is Brenden Worley, and I'm from DefendingBigD.com, and we're going to talk about what's going to happen to the Dallas Stars once Brenden Morrow returns. Right now, the Stars are on an 8-game point streak. They've beaten Vancouver twice. They took Pittsburgh to the shootout, and they've come off like a 3-game road trip where they've beat Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver, all on the road, coming home about to face a couple of big division opponents. Now, the big news is that they're about to get their captain back, supposedly who's going to be healthy. But throughout this win streak, this is what the lines have looked like. Eriksson, Ribeiro, and Ryder are taking over as the top line, and we doubt that's going to change. But with Ott, Ben, and Burish as the second line, that's where we feel that Morrow is going to slot in. So with Morrow coming back, we're looking at Morrow coming into the second line on the left wing next to Ben, with Ott sliding over to the right wing. The third line we know is not going to change, so now the question becomes what's going to happen to the fourth line with Adam Burish, Tom Wandel, Ryan Garbutt, and Thomas Vincoeur. So, Ryan Garbutt, he's come on. He's not on the clear day roster for the AHL. He's like a cannon whenever he's out on the ice, and the Stars talk nothing but good things about him. We know he's going to stay. Thomas Vincoeur, he is on the clear day roster for the AHL. So the expectation is that once Morrow comes back, he may be the odd man out, especially when you consider that he still has many games left before he has to go on waivers. So he's one of the only players on the roster right now that does not have to pass through waivers before he goes to the AHL. So that leaves us what we think is going to be a line of something like Wandel, Burish, and Garbutt, especially when you consider how well Burish has played when he's been on the second or the top line with all the other injuries. The good news is the Dallas Stars don't have a limit on the roster. With the NHL rules taking place after the trade deadline, there is no limit on the current NHL roster. The trick is that only 4 call-ups are allowed once the trade deadline is passed. So if they send down Vincoeur, they can pull him back up. But the guess is that they're going to keep a surplus of forwards on the team. They may call up a defenseman if they get to the playoffs. But for now, we're expecting Thomas Vincoeur to head back down. So how does that affect the rest of the roster? Morrow's coming back. He's going to add, hopefully add that captain, leadership quality and what we expect to be the old Morrow back on the second line. Unfortunately, it's going to end, what's been a fairly good season for Thomas Vincoeur at the NHL level, but with the Texas Stars likely not heading to the playoffs, there's a good chance he's going to come right back up if the Stars head to the NHL playoffs themselves. So what do you guys think? Is the idea of sending Thomas Vincoeur down instead of the other guys the right one? Considering all the other rules that would have to take place to send Dowell or Peterson or Wandel down, obviously we think it makes the most sense, and that seems to be what the Stars are heading to. Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to our channel. Once again, Brenden Worley from Defending Big D. We'll see you next time.